voice of Liberia. No allegiance to any political party, organization, institution, or individual. Freedom FM 87.9, your best choice.
I would not know if it's wrong, but one thing that I was not able to accomplish that I wanted to accomplish was after the war, the Liberian people elected me, and in fact, the Liberian people elected me to unite the country. I was not able to get some of the other factional leaders to return to Liberia. I was not able to get one or two of the political leaders to return. And I think they helped to provoke the situation. I was able to do a whole lot. Strangely, the LPC, these were all warring factions, and all of the other warring factions, I was able to bring them into government. In fact, most of the combatants that fought for the government during the war were the combatants of the warring factions that fought against me. So I accomplished bringing them together. I accomplished making sure that the issue of tribalism went away in Liberia. But I mean, to a great extent, I think most Liberians now, if you went to Liberia and took a poll, they would say Mr. Taylor did his best. Any other regrets? The second regret is that I was never able to get the United States to understand me. I was never able to get them to work with me, which is so essential for Liberia. No president of Liberia, no president can make it successfully unless he is online with Washington. Now, I'm not the type of guy that you can pick up a telephone and command. I don't take that. I didn't take that from Washington. Then, even if I were elected president, I would not take it. I'm not that guy. I'm not a coward. But I do believe that a good working relationship is essential for any president of Liberia, or that president will fail.
These things could happen behind the scenes. So I supported Joseph Boakai, knowing that by 2023 he'll be tired. Okay. Knowing that 2023 he'll be tired, he could have a good heart, a good, everything good, but the brain is going down. You're not holding it and you're moving down the hill. This is nature. My father, right now, I buy him paper. Every day I gotta buy a paper. This man who bought me paper before. Mm-hmm. I'm buying paper now because the time has reached. So I thought the old man could be president in 2017 and run for this. And he said, he said, when you run for one term, he said, I agree with him. 2023, no, I disagree. In my mind, he should rest, find somebody else.
The first thing here, Pulutazo, to put to my father by in the car truck. Let my family know, talking. I'll eat the to put it on the finish of the dusty. I'll the clear one here, I will not allow so get back the police so you can come against. I where you at? Looking for your stomach, stop slipping. Whip your hands. Come on. I know you're sleeping. I gotta whip my stomach, yeah? Okay, let's go. People lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, I said we tired with their lies. We tired with their promises that led us to a lot of damages. You tired with that speech they preach indeed, and now you need to deceive us. Making we saw it frustrate us. So why does you lie? Why does you speak? Why does you allow the heresies to be? See, we just tell you. Now why we go tell you? But you screw us, you screw us, you use us and little abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. The people screw us, the people lie. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, the people lie to us, the government betray us. They get loud, they get steal, they go knock, they don't want to trust. My people don't want to hope on nobody. My hope that I have and them hope on. Telling you, brother. So where are the schools? Where are the roads? Where are the drugs that they say they were poor? They too selfish. The people tired with their rhetoric. People tired. They tired. You see the reason why we ask why the government betray. They have enough for time, but they instead they delay. People suffer. No work for people crying from hunger. Look at. Your vision and your mission, your intention to the nation is poor. You got nothing to show, nothing. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie. The government betray us.
Welcome again.
People fool us, the people lie to us, the government betray us. They get loud, they get steal, they go knock, they go
Welcome.
Where you at? Wake up when you stop sleeping.
Yeah.
Whip your hands. Come on. I know you're sleeping. I gotta wake up some more, yeah? Okay, let's go.
Welcome to Freedom Heart Talk, your Freedom FM 87.9. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are following us from. My name is Junkies Morris, and I'm here today again on the weekend's edition of the program Freedom Heart Talk here on Freedom FM 87.9.
I said we tired with their lies. We tired with their promises.
Hopefully, to our followers, our healers, our critics, supporters,
we saw it frustrate us. So why does you lie? Why does you steal?
and all our listeners,
Just tell you. Now why we go tell you?
to calm your nerves, I will place a call on the host of the show, who I'm co-host to, Austin Kawa, because I'm receiving a lot of calls, a lot of messages in my inbox, people asking what's going on with Austin. Many people have heard of Baka government, and the government is desperate and is capable of doing anything. So to you that are asking, just listen, you will hear the voice of Austin Kawa on this platform. But again, I'm Junkies Morris, and tonight I will be discussing the National Tourism Authority that wants to eat before cooking, and NASCOB, an entity long regarded and admired as a managing terrain for pharmacists, especially in line with meeting the welfare of people who, after working for a lot of years, will be retired. NASCOB is saying monies are not available for the welfare aspect or the welfare component of
that entity, the law establishing that entity to be implemented. We'll dig deep into that, why and where are the monies going, revenues, rental fees being collected from properties being owned by the National Social Security and Welfare Corporation, where are those monies going, and why the welfare component of that entity is not being implemented. And that is talking about a digital overhaul, which is conflicting with the situation between the Liberian people or Liberians versus Jonathan K. Widow, who Liberians had unequivocally rejected, will also be discussed. And the Central Bank of Liberia will justify new bank notes will also be discussed.
Retire with the promises that left us to allow the damages. Retire with the
While lawmakers can waive the extra seeding money and they go down and they receive the normal salary based on the preceding economic hardship our people have faced.
just tell you that why we will tell you. Thank God. But you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? If all of us should lie, why? But that is what now we people screw us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. People screw us. The people lie to us. The people screw us.
So I'll take a quick break and be right back to deep into topics surrounding our talking points tonight. The program is powered by institutions that are working hard to make Liberia better. So we will have to get some words from Crime Stopper Liberia, our main supporter of this show that keep this show running. When Liberia, to include Bokonjile Group of Company. We'll take a quick break and I will be back to dig deep into these issues surrounding national concern.
Just tell you that why we will tell you. But you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that is question that we have.
It's my music. There are crimes in many places, in every community, you can see. So if you see crime, report it. Don't take law in your hands for your authority. Let it not take your law in. Crime stop right here for us. We need sector to your door. Whether you rich or you poor. If you see you not talking, I mean you check. You work for safety. If you see don't keep it. I'm a part of the Crime stop, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime stop, stopping crime and make it before them before. Crime stop, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime stop, keeping us safe, the stopping crime for all of us. Crime stop, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime stop, stopping crime and make it before them before. Crime stop, Liberia. From the center to interior, keeping us safe, the stopping crime for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Sion.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia. the center to interior. If you are safe, let's stop it now for all. The people bringing safety to your door. Stop it crime and make it peace for them before. Don't stop all Liberia. From the center to interior. If you are safe, let's stop it crime for all. My brother, God can bless anybody.
Win big today with Win Liberia on Freedom FM. Yes, for just $100 Liberian dollars or 50 cents United States dollars, you can win from 4,000 Liberian dollars up to 10,000 Liberian dollars. And for $200 Liberian dollars or $1 United States dollar on Jackpot days, you can win from 15,000 Liberian dollars, 50,000 Liberian dollars, 100,000 Liberian dollars, and up to 1 million Liberian dollars. For these amazing prizes, dial *255*1#. Again, dial *255*1#. The more you play, the better your chances. It's Win Liberia Cash Giveaway on Freedom FM. Are you seeking financial empowerment, dreaming of building your future? Then your solution is Bokonjida Group of Companies. Bokonjida, your trusted partner in microfinance, construction, and general services. We provide microfinance for many institutions like House of Representatives, the Liberian Senate, National Port Authority, Governance Commission, LRA, Gender Ministry, Corporate Development Authority, GAC, and Other Lines Ministry and Agency, with a percentage range from 15% to 20%. At Bokonjida, we understand your aspiration, your goals, and your dreams. That's why we offer tailored microfinance solutions designed to uplift individuals and communities alike. Whether you are an entrepreneur with a vision or a family aiming for a better tomorrow, our microfinance services pave the way to financial independence. But that's not all. Bokonjida Group of Companies doesn't just stop at microfinance. Our expert construction team brings your architecture dreams to life. From residential to commercial projects, we craft spaces that inspire, innovate, and endure. And when it comes to general services, Bokonjida is a one-stop destination. From facility management to logistics, we ensure seamless operation every step of the way. With our apartment rental and furnished apartment for long and short-term stay, you will enjoy the luxury of comfort. Join the thousands who have entrusted their dreams to Bokonjida. Experience, unmatched professionalism, dedication, and integrity. With Bokonjida Group of Companies, your success is not just a goal, it's our mission. Visit our Capital Building office or find us in the Royal Garden Plaza on Crown Hill, Broad Street, or call today 0770-520-958 or 0777-017-603 or 0886-622-599 or email Bokonjida Group of Companies at gmail.com. Bokonjida Group of Companies, microfinance, construction, general services, your partner in progress. New there, do something.
Nunde, do something. Nunde. Nunde, do something. Thanks to Crime Stopper Liberia, our major sponsor on this program, Freedom Hard Talk, Freedom FM 87.9. So basically, I'm back. Like I said to you, Austin is okay. Austin is well and kicking. Austin will be with me hopefully on next week. But I will place a call on Austin so that you hear his voice and understand that Austin is well. I'm just trying to settle some issues that have to do with improvement of the show. Quickly, before I get to my talking points tonight, let me recognize our many followers via the social media. Those of you following us via radio and whatever means you are using, welcome. If you are following us via our live stream, welcome. Thanks for following. keep tuned if you are listening to the radio. Fascinating topics to be discussed tonight, at which time you have your say, and will be very much interactive tonight. So Liberians have their thoughts on these trending national issues, which of course will create the environment for them to have the feelings that they are being included in the governance structure of our country by having their say on matters regarding the progress of Liberia. So quickly, Siliki Traore is following me. He says, good evening. Christina Wisse, good evening. I'm following from Iron Gate, Virginia. Seku Fofana, her brother, watching from Spain. Abubakar Sharif, good. Nomonti Yanti, watching me from Randall Street. Aburima Obento Kaidi is watching from Hotel Africa, Virginia. He says, I'm watching closely. And Seku S. Sayon is watching me live from Nwerikori, Zerikori, Label says Zerikori, Guinea, watching from Zerikori, Guinea. He says, I think it's hi Umesem Sayon and hi to Umesem Sayon. That's the CEO of Crime Stopper, one of those persons making major contribution in the security and intelligence sector of our country. Has offered to our board chairperson, Honorable Umesem Sayon, Seku S. Sayon is greeting you there from Zerikori, Guinea. Boyman, okay, Boyman, recognize you from District 17. Kobo Reader is following me from Kakata, Magibi County. Honorable Papi Success Keita is watching me from Dupo Road. Nathaniel Saki is watching me from Snafu Dog Community. Community is community street show. Yeah, not. I don't mean community. So we're going to try to give you a low description of that place. I mean, no replacement. Yeah, I'm considering no Labuago Snafu Dog Community. Samson Clark Quay is watching me from Michael Community, Dixville Township, Moswaro County. Harris City is watching me. He says, good evening, Mr. Morris. I'm following from a Caldwell, New Georgia resident. Mailu F. Fofana is also following me from 20th Street. Ezekiel Do. Yes, indeed, following closely from my Christopolis community resident in District 17, Moswaro County, Asata M. Miller. She says, good evening, Freedom Heart Talk. I'm watching live from Soul Clinic Community. Good to be on the show tonight. Welcome to you. Zokia Zinu, good evening, guys. Yes, good evening to you, Zoe. Felicia D. Barkley, I'm watching from ODS Congo Town. Vinicius Junior Bar, I'm watching you from Nuclear Town. Florence G, I'm watching from Old Road. Benedict Yanti, watching from Nuclear Town also. Doris D. Cooper Popo is appreciating here. Sewon C. Do is watching me from Batnersville, Kaba, around the regime speakers resident. Sewon says, thanks so much for the show. Rocky Davis is also watching me from Trenton, New Jersey. That's the United States of America. Josiah is also following me there. Mr. Josiah is following. Hearing Kobe Dishu is following. George Vended there is following G West. Alfonso Boku is following from the Labor National Fire Service sub-office on Ashmore Street. Welcome, Alfonso Boku. Welcome to you. Hearing the show, you'll be celebrating your birthday on the 11th of April. Hats off to you. April plenty. From this end, Valerie Brown is watching me. Tina Lorenzo is following me from Boston. Jackson K. Miller is watching. Mata Kebe Flomo, she says good evening. Mansour Today is watching me. That's from New York, the United States of America. And there are a lot of people following. There are others that could not be called here on the platform. I want to say welcome. This is Freedom Hard Talk on Freedom FM 87.9. Thanks for following. For those of you that are listening, thanks for listening. Keep tuned. Like I said, we will be discussing fascinating issues tonight in regards to how the government is proceeding, particularly outside of what should be in the interest of Liberians. So what I'm going live with my phone. I'm trying to get Austin on for the sake of the public. Let me quickly say this. The CBL, that's the Central Bank of Liberia, is not a political theater where politicians in their mind, they can use the CBL to get prep up for electionary processes at the detriment of Liberians. I want to repeat, the CBL is not a political theater for politicians to use the CBL for their political benefit at the expense of Liberians who continue to suffer and continue to go below the belt in terms of the margins. Why do I say this? The Central Bank of Liberia is solely responsible for monetary policies in regards to stabilizing the economic environment of our country. The CBL cannot be coming up with printing of new banknotes. The CBL cannot be coming up with the printing of new banknotes. Then the aspect that has to do with what prompted why the CBL is proposing the printing of new banknotes, that aspect cannot be kept in secret. Why the CBL's action to printing new banknotes, if possible meeting new coins, is public. All of what the CBL is doing, if she decided to make public her request for the printing of new banknotes, then the process that led to the CBL making that request for the printing of new banknotes supposed to also be unveiled to Liberians, so we have a clue as to why the CBL have made this crucial request, which in my mind is not timely. It's not timely. The government cannot justify the printing of new banknotes in real terms, because there are no shortages when it comes to the Liberian dollars. To say we got a lot of mutilated monies on the market, and we will need to mop those mutilated banknotes out of the economy. So that's why we are requesting to print new money. There is no evidence that there are too many mutilated monies on the market and circulating the economy that CBL can tell us, Liberians, that this is why we decide to print new monies. All I heard from the CBL people when they appear at the legislature today, the CBL people are justifying the request for printing of new banknotes. A request for printing of new banknotes is to stimulate the economy. In fact, there are lapses when I think these technical glitches economically are coming from the backdrop that the war is in Qatar. So the government, like I said yesterday, every government in time of peace, they always reasonably prepare for war, because we are in a global village. We rely and depend on one another. So you cannot predict what will happen to Junkies Morris today and say, okay, Junkies Morris, remember you are also super. Please give our 200,000 and we'll get it for you next week. Why? In case God takes my life tomorrow. So you can predict that. So on that basis, if you even put in the susu to Junkies Morris, you put some money, then you keep some pecunia with you for contingency. You keep some pecunia with you for contingency purpose. But you don't give all the money you get with you to somebody who's saving your money without a plan or fallback. Why? In case, yes, maybe the person is not there, we agree. Tomorrow, Junkies Morris, out of urgency, receive a call from a general manager, KOK, or maybe my blue chairperson, Honorable Sensei. Oh, Junkies, there's a critical national issue, let's say issue happening in Maryland County or in Lofa or Bapuru, and you will need to go there to cover it quickly. Then you expecting so money tomorrow, 7 o'clock, to go Waterstown Market to buy things that you're supposed to multiply your money with, and before that time, 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm already on my way to Maryland based on the urgency. How do you manage? So that's why, whether government, whether you get your hustle, any plan you doing, there must be a contingency plan for fallback. So all they doing around here, trying to be dancing around the main issue and thinking that our people will continue to be full like they did, and they came to power through disinformation, threats, and lies. They came to power, they think they can perpetuate that while they are still in power. The fact that you are sitting over the throne, all eyes are on you, so there can be no way you continue your scheming you did to get to the throne. That's the difference. So this issue of CBL, in my mind, is not timely. Based on the fumbling posture of the CBL people today before the legislature, I think the legislature will have to place a hold on the printing of new monies until we can have a comprehensive report, so to speak, regarding the $1.2 billion budget. What is the constraint? What are the successes and what are the challenges? Why are we already we just in the first quarter of the fiscal year? Why are we already in a budget shortfall period when the first quarter of the fiscal year have not elapsed? We need to have an understanding of that. We need to make sure that if the reason is justifiable enough, maybe probably linking it to international trade of what happening in West Asia, in the Middle East, if it is justifiable enough, then we can start taking some actions in these directions. Yes, okay, we're supposed to have done this. That was why we expanded the budget to the $1.2 billion. And because of this, we need to roll back this one and we need to cut down this expenditure. This wasteful spending will have to be curbed. This other one, we just leave it as it is. And you have a recast of the budget. You're even talking about supplementary budget. I think recast of the budget will be much more appreciable than that supplementary budgeting that is being discussed. We recast the budget and take priority for preference and do the needful in the space of the available resources. Budget shortfall is already hanging over the government. That is history. Gafwan, but one-time budget shortfall, Honor Bwaka, it's clear. I think last fiscal year they had it, but this one, in the first quarter, all Liberians are already aware that the government is experiencing a huge budget shortfall because of poor policies coming from the Ministry of Finance, headed by Minister Gafwan, who is appointed by President Bwaka. Even though President Bwaka knows that Minister Gafwan was at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs when the Japanese people sent over $15 million for the production and the supply of enough rice to Liberians because it is our staple food. Up to now, that money cannot be accounted for. I don't know whether statute of limitation already catch up with it, but till date, Gafwan, I think as you can see, he's moving around with impunity as the Minister of Finance. So he has been awarded for eating the Liberian people $15 million as Minister of Foreign Affairs to becoming Minister of Finance once again. So this is the country we're running. So all I'm asking, and I want to believe, on behalf of the Liberian people, we are asking that those entities responsible, in fact, the central bank should not be discussing fiscal matters. To be talking about all of those policies that is fiscal related. The central bank is strictly monetary. So central bank, you can't be justifying fiscal issue because capital building and pay. So that reason why you open money. No, you do not have any authority in that land. You don't have any link to that. There's no link to that as the central bank. Your role is to regulate commercial banks and other financial institutions within the country. Regulate their monetary policy so as to balance the economy in a way that inflation does not override deflation and deflation does not override inflation. What else? MCSS teacher pay. It is not the central bank's governance authority to speak in line with that, or to speak to that, or to take action in that. The only institution responsible is the Ministry of Finance. Central bank only serves as the entity that keeps. That's why the consolidated account is established there, because the central bank is the overall bank. That's the central bank now. So the central bank allows monies to leave from the consolidated account based on authorized communications coming from the Ministry of Finance. So the central bank cannot be telling all about any kind of delay in salary, lawmaker talking about the money delay, all the different things. The central bank will justify the printing of money in that line. It's unacceptable, and we cannot have the reoccurrence of the 2018 scenario when former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf printed over 16 billion Liberian dollars to mop up let's say mutilated money that were floating all over the markets, and to strengthen the monetary policy of Liberia through the advice from other international monetary partners like the IMF, World Bank, and you can name the rest. It was not under a George Weah's regime that monies were being printed to mop up, according to them, the too much spoiled money in our own market, the Tietia money. After they printed that, they set the trap. Joe Barker, as the vice president, they set the trap and played a game, that a Koyokaya game that they used to, which they're doing now, and Liberians are seeing for themselves. They set up former President Weah in a way that Liberians will just think that he's the one involved with taking the Liberian people money, even though what supposed to be given him for his services to country is there, budgeted and allotted to his office, but to create the impression in the minds of Liberians that Weah is a corrupt person and Weah can take your money to Jamaica Resort and park your money there. That was the debate. So this time around, the central bank is not printing any money for security matter here. The central bank is printing money for Liberian people to use it. The central bank is not printing any money for societal usage, or a secret society usage of the money that they will be printing. That money will be printed and spread out through the necessary monetary channels to Liberians' businesses and households. So there should be no secret about why this money will be printed, what is the exact shortage, what is causing the problem, before the solution that is calling for the printing of new money can be upheld. That is my position on this printing of new money issue. And I want to say this. Liberians, to you, Favor L. Morris, welcome. She's watching me from the United States. Mawata Boyete, welcome to you. Ruben Soku, following me from Weipo County, City, Waji County. Joy Rolling Vi is following. This is Junkies, not Abu. Say Austin Abu. Junkies, I'm Junkies Morris. So for Morris, all of you following, thanks for following. Josie Miriam, Winston, Michael Tape, Adejuru, I think you should be watching from Maryland and Tubman University campus. Thanks for following. So We get border issue. Lawmaker and DTP, the people protesting to Phoebe. The BB people to MCSS, they take pay for 7 months. Teachers are protesting. Teachers are not going to classes when we are close to WAEC or WAS. And gaps are being placed in between our students' learning because of the irresponsible governance structure that is being run by this administration headed by Mr. Boakai. You're talking about printing new bank notes to Joseph Howard. So you're going to print new bank notes to pay civil servants and to pay the lawmakers to even pay your regime speaker? No, it does not work that way. So you can't justify that printing new bank notes will be to curb those things because salaries are not being paid. You can only justify the printing of new bank notes because the fact that there is a specific amount of money in the circular flow of the economy locally so as to balance it with our foreign reserve and foreign business transaction. You do not print money just because you feel that you get some $5-7 million US, you ought to print some Liberian data for your political interest so as to start campaigning early, since indeed you are aware that your coming to power is slim, so as to start campaigning early and you think you can print money and start splashing it around the place to create a situation where Liberians will be seeing the money, but they can even get hold of the money. Then because of that surplus money, the prices of goods and services will go up, and those who can get hand on the money will start facing much more serious, excruciating economic pain like they are already undergoing. So I'm saying to Mr. Boakai, you have to make some amends. Have a rollback on some of these draconian policies because they are directly going to affect Liberians. If there is, I'm not a financial expert, so I will not pretend to be one, but if there is not much justifiable reason to curb some economic imbalances here in Liberia, for which the central bank is requesting the printing of new bank notes, then I will say a halt should be placed on that, and let's deal with present national issues, security matters, and those issues that are geared toward changing the lives of our people. If they tell you say you print money that you can change the people's life, no. You print 100 billions. It can't change the lives of the people. The people's lives can be changed only if you implement the rightful, reasonable, positive economic policies before their lives can be affected in a way that you'll be remembered. Not to be printing money and splashing it around the place. People be, your government officials be involved with hoarding of our money, financial hoarding, terrorist financing, and money laundering all around the place, and be doing things that are not called for from officials of government. So I'm asking the president and his co-workers, your failures are already blatant enough for the whole world to see. So I think to help you a bit, since you serve or you are serving the highest seat of our country, to have a little, history about you, the time you serve, roll back some of these policies and try to make small amendments then at least we could gain somewhere around 45, 50, 55 when your tenure shall have ended, because the fact that you did not achieve in the first 100 days, you are already doomed for failure. So it's an argument. It is clear that your one term as president of this country is cast in stone, and nobody can deny that. That's why Junkins Morris is on this platform calling you, Mr. Joe Boakai, President of the Republic of Liberia, because of your one-term contract. Liberians decided to try you. You've been tried and tested, and Liberians now understand that no president in the history of Liberia have reached the level of gluttony that you have exhibited in the face of harsh, excruciating living condition of our people. In fact, if you take a tour, see, we are talking about printing money. If you take a tour, let's say these money changing booths around the country, the way those booths used to be that lucrative, they are not anymore. Do you know why? I want you to understand, Liberians, that these guys are aware that they're coming to power is an illusion, is elusive, is far-fetched. So on that basis, they are hoarding the money. Meaning, when you say that, it means they're keeping the money in their homes and not channeling the money through the financial system that is set up. So with that, you will not see the money. That's why you see the central bank talking about printing new money, because people are hoarding the money in their various homes, at their business, their business places. They're keeping the money, they're hoarding the money, they don't want to release the money, because some of them are aware that the fact that Boakai came with an intention to marginalize a certain group of Liberians, taking them to be non-Liberians, they are afraid the wickedness they are involved with, others will be involved with that when they come to power. So they are hoarding the money, keeping the money, so they can live on that when they 6 years old. Some of them are hoarding the money, keeping the money, so that they have sufficient cash to splash to our people who are already suffering. And when that momentary relief comes, they think that these are the rightful people to lead them. Especially the people see Junkins Morris as their representative. Junkins Morris, I'm giving them back already. They really want to know whether Junkins Morris are the legislature putting pen to paper on good laws in their interest. They really want to know whether Junkins Morris just signed a bill or just propose a bill to reduce taxes that will directly affect their lives by lifting them out of poverty. When those taxes are reduced, the burden will be on the government, and that will be the responsibility of the government as alleviating the heavy pain they're feeling economically. And Junkins Morris is in government making errors, making mistakes that he should not make, just stealing the people money, signing deals, bad deals, and just taking peanuts for people to get billions and billions out of our country, when Liberian people elected Junkins Morris to go at the legislature to represent them, because all of them can go there to vote. That only one person, that even if you call the person representative, that only that one signature. So that one signature will be covering more than 50, 60,000 people, 70,000 people, depending on the community that lawmaker comes from. That's why lawmakers will need to initiate the Palaver Hall discussion, getting back to your people like it is done in other democracies, and allowing your people to have a say in regards to your agenda items to be put forth in plenary. That's the essence of being a representative. When you go, you talk, the two way people tell you, when you're finishing, you get new one to talk, you got to talk to them on the phone. You go to them, that's why there are constituency breaks in between during the year. They got 3 breaks. The new amended breaks they have now to go for recess. So you go to them and seek their advice, seek their recommendations in regards to national development and progress, that the communities make the districts, that the districts make the counties, that the counties make the country. So the development can start from 1 man, it count to 2, 3, 4, until it reach to the almost 6 million or 7 million people who got in this country. So if the central bank talking about printing money and you get National Tourism Authority that won't eat before they cook, then I'm confused. Yes, Leon Blapo, welcome. Abraham V. Somba, welcome. Oh, Nico Lofty Kinapo Kai. Welcome, madam. So, I really want to sing from Liberians. Junkies Morris' wife did not cook. Junkies Morris did not leave full money to the house. Junkies Morris leaves the radio station, gets home, and expects his dishes to have food in them. It doesn't work that way. This is the case with the National Tourism Authority. The National Tourism Authority was just established. The National Tourism Authority is an authority established to revive the tourism sector from the protracted war that kept or damaged this particular architecture and had kept it in the state that it is in today. All the National Tourism Authority need is to institute measures and policies that will expand, develop, and improve the tourism sector. Then in Harvard, there will be revenues collected from those improvements and developments. You cannot have dilapidated tourism sector where you go to Hotel Africa, the whole place, chakla, feces, all around the place arguing. You go for here to Patawin waterfall. You might take almost 2 days the way the rain season coming. When you're supposed to use hours, if tourists come to the country and maybe you are a tourist guy working with the tourism authority, you're supposed to carry somebody on a touristic tour for hours, few hours in return. It will be based on those hours the person will pay, not for days. And the reason I'm saying this, the roads are inaccessible. How do you get to the rock that is in Kavala, in Kavala, Maryland County, that is so special, unique, and it has the propensity to attract tourists from all around the world? How do you get tourists to that particular destination? The roads have to be accessible. Have Baka initiated any road project? No, Karim Kuman just texted me that Bwaka is only doing the finishing touches of all of what former President George Manuel Weah initiated. This is what Karen Nkrumah just tested me. So welcome, Karen. And Karen is right, because I did my own independent survey and assessment to no avail. The rules I saw in action, particularly the Rawa International Airport Highway, Jowia. But they say Jowia are not going to finish with the project. In fact, Jowia were creating earthquake. They were giving their own time for the project to be finished. They're in charge now. 3 years. The project can be completed. Liars. Liars. You are unable to improve presidential policies around the country in the various counties to allow for the president to have resting places whenever he visits, he or she visits any of the counties that should be visited at any time if the president deems necessary, because every county, every community, every district form the bailiwick of Liberia, the entire territorial conference of Liberia. So everywhere needs to be visited by the president based on his convenience. So I'm saying here that the National Tourism Authority cannot be imposing tariff, taxes, duties, and customs when they have not done anything for us to see. So I want to ask you, Man City, you want to tell me you get Jumbo food when Jumbo is the person responsible to haul water, and the only way the food can be cooked if the water is available, the barrel is full, Jumbo haul, you fetch enough water, and the barrel is full for you to cook, for you to wash and clean the dishes after cooking, and for everybody to bath and everything to be neat. And Jumbo refuse to fetch water, and because you don't have any other child or any boy child, only Jumbo, so Jumbo should just eat. Right in front of you working. No, Man City, you just need to tell me. Because I know Man City will not allow Jumbo to eat when he did not work. This is the situation with the National Tourism Authority. The National Tourism Authority wants to eat what they did not cook. The National Tourism Authority is imposing on Liberians who are navigating their own way, even without the protection of the government, navigating their own ways to make ends meet for they and their family. The government, without the government's protection, without the government creating the avenue and the platform for these people to excel, the government is saying, hearing the issue there in Batnersville, should pay taxes for his barber shop. Look, I want to be exact with the taxes that are coming from the people. So you can be there according different amount. So let me go strictly to A, so that people understand how much is all to pay. Because my boy in West Point with barber shop, he's curious. He's curious to know okay. I'm already going live. It's on my phone. So But somebody could give us an update. I'm aware of barbershop, saloons to pay between 100 to 150. Kobo shop, Lababido to pay Kuala. And depending on the standard of your place, as they have set them out categorically as an institution. The National Tourism Authority is only showing that they've been established to corrupt the system law and to further plunge the tourism sector into a dormant sleeping giant. And I want to advise those at the National Tourism Authority. This is about your legacy. This institution, like we were around, we all formed part of the discussions, the decision leading to the establishment and formation of the National Watch Commission. Because at the time I represented the Speaker Office, that institution was set up. Mechanism was put in place for that institution to thrive. And you see, the Watch Commission, from what Bobby Livingstone, the former head, did, has a platform on which they can create the scene to collect revenue, and there will be no murmuring from Liberians because they have worked closely with communities. They have worked closely. They lay that foundation that will see citizens and government institutions cooperating. Now to just jump from the blue sky to come talk about people must pay this one, people must pay that one. What thing you set up providing those people for which you want them to pay? I am paying for my current bill because current is provided me. Nobody gives me water. I'm getting water from LEC, so I'm paying water bill. And navigate my beginning with a gallon, we bring my water. Yeah, as a bachelor too. Yeah, and navigate the beginning and bring my water in a gallon. So I LWSC will get too much talk. The LEC will get talk because when the time reaches for me to pay my taxes, my bills, I must pay. And there are many bills that are supposed to be paid to include water bill. But why I am not paying water bill? Simple, because I am not provided water. LWSC is not providing me water. LEC is providing me current. So since LEC giving, in return, I am paying. So National Tourism Authority, you have to give before you expect to receive. You cook, you won't eat. You cook, you won't eat. The guys just come to exploit the country to the extent that they confuse and they just splashing it in the faces of Liberians. The raw quest for money. Raw quest for money. You establish institution, the institution say, baby, instead nurturing it, calling on Liberians to put hands around this institution by giving the necessary nationalistic support to the institution. Because mind you, the tourism sector around the world is one of the major revenue generating entities, the tourism sector, all around the world. In fact, Singapore remains the cleanest city in the world, and Singapore depends on tourism. And there are other countries to be named, even Israel and other countries around the world. Tourism is what booming the economy of the United Arab Emirates that has its capital as Abu Dhabi and commercial capital Dubai. So you improve what the people of UAE did when they discovered oil in the 60s. They did not plunder the oil wealth. They did not milk and lavish in opulence the oil revenue, but they pump it into infrastructure development. Today, they attract tourists from around the world and make more money from tourism, even though they invested money in tourism. So that is it. In business, and government is business. You invest, then you expect returns. Well, you just come to the place, as soon as you establish, Karen Kruman, we say you, later we say, thanks for following. As soon as there was a coming for our Yano boy, coming from the barber shop, Kubu Shad and Lababido. No, we are keen on this because these things affect everyone directly. Now, for me now, as a woman, when I go buy my maybe 400 or 500 logistics, a sound bowl, I can carry me for up to the evening time. I will have to increase it to something that's 600-700 before I can easily go. The reason is simple because the National Tourism Authority taxes will have to come from that Kobo money that I pay. So the woman, she can be the loser. She's selling to get profit. My water is waking up 5 o'clock in the morning to prepare the food so that she get lay profit from it to allow her pay her children's school fees and pay her rent. So you expect her to maintain that same take bowl that she used to give Junkies Morris at the rate of 400, 500? No, it will dwindle. It will be reduced. It will be reduced. So then what you have now, my God will not fall again on the 400 tendency. So I will need to step it up. The other 200 I saw to give, that my picking I can hold my water, no way to give it to here again. I will start tricking that picking, and that picking will be going with hunger. And he will be doing the work for free. Then you start having bad feelings. Then social problems start coming in. John start hunting Paul. Disrespect start coming, and the people who used to respect the Brabi. He say calling you Brabi, Brabi. I don't know, simple. I can continue to take you. I'm calling you Brabi, but because of policies that were draconian under the Unity Party-led government, headed by Mr. Joe Barker as the president, are only met to strangulate and stifle Liberians, squeeze Liberians in the corner that we can't even shake to move our leg or to even move our body. Putting Liberians to the wall to the extent that Liberians can't even see their way through. Landlord and tenant making confusion for rent. Somebody was paying $15, $20 US. They able to provide $240, $300 for rent. They and the landlord clashing, going to court. People going South Beach for $240, for $80 US, for $60. People are even being put out of Zing rounds because they are unable to pay that $500 they were paying for the Zing round on a monthly basis. This is the country we are experiencing. One National Tourism Authority goes to Joe Barker living room, sits there, and they carve and craft a draconian plan that is just intended to push Liberians to the wall, that will even make Liberians to come out in their numbers. if they need a races. Because mind you now, Joe Baka can be pushing Junkies Morris to enter the war city, the Freedom FM Warrior, you enter inside. And this place is sealed up. This place only has one door. And now at the door is blocked. Joe Baka, the president of our country, is squeezing me to pass in the back, the blocked place that does not even have a door, but blocked with concrete. Do you really think at that point it will be about president? That the president and my hair is still down until my face screw all on the wall, that nothing is left anymore? I will fall back. With all due respect, I will fall back. Because I can't pass through the wall. And that the general principle of life is self-perseverance. I gotta preserve my life first before I think about the presidency. So this is the case with Mr. Joe Baka and his people. To the extent that we will see why regime de facto speaker can continue calling for Gafwan at the Capitol building. Why he can send Sergeant Allen there again to go arrest Gafwan? Even those they TPE. Gafwan making mockery out of them, they just puppets. Gafwan joking with them. I'm just sad and sicking the fact that it was unfortunate to have one lawmaker who represents the people of Pibo, Boland County, who is also a regime collaborator and another weak young man who does not have anything to provide for national progress. But these are the situations we are here to turn around. So we will not give up. We will not be weary. And we will not sit idly to allow wrong things to continuously be perpetrated against Liberians when Liberians are every day on their knees praying for this country to be better. Liberians, in fact, if you take a survey around Liberia, you riding buses unlike taxis where people get in for comfort and just to get to the destinations quickly. Buses where people kill little time before they reach their destinies. You will see people praying in a bus for Liberia. You go in the market, in Waterside Market, in West Point Market, Gowachofi, you go Douala Market, you go Ralita Market, the people you see, speakers all around the place, the people praying for the country. They set up speakers all around the place, praying for Liberia to become a better place. Praying that Liberia change. So smiles come on the faces of Liberians, especially the young ones. Because somebody say, Johnny Boy, the advocacy of Umpire Jet for your children and the unborn generation. Because, man, you can tell me, say, the 6 year out here is not a significant number of years that have already been deducted. I said, Babu, you clear? 6 years, not small year. So we just do advocacy. And after the 6 years, we'll go ahead and we comes back to power. Our children's lives will get better. Because he's the only man that is concerned with paying school fees without grumbling and without grieving. Even though it is not the money of Mr. Baka, but he grieves over it to spend it on the Liberian people so that they understand how to balance their rights and responsibilities. If Baka knows the importance of educating our people, which of course we are who they claim they know everything part, we are understands that if our people are educated, there are many things that they will not do wrongly, like voting for a Baka who have not had any legacy positively in the corridors of our politics. All Baka have shown to Liberians corruption, financial malfeasance, misappropriating public monies, evidence of his dismissal from the Ministry of Agriculture, evidence of his misuse, mismanagement, and defrauding the Liberian people of the $30 million given to Liberia for surplus rice production by the Libyan government under the regime of Colonel Muammar Gaddafi. All we get from a Joe Baka is to sit as vice president and sign more than 66 concessions between the government of Liberia and international investment companies for those concession investments to just be in the interest of Baka and the international investors. Oh yes, you are calling me, kindly stop calling me, I'm live with this phone. If you are listening, kindly stop calling my phone. So Baka is only remembered for damaging all of the entities he have worked with. If Baka was a good administrator, like he always boasted and claimed to be, he wouldn't have been sacked from the Ministry of Agriculture. In fact, the Ministry of Agriculture would have been second to none if Baka was a good administrator. If Baka was a good administrator, we wouldn't have had broken down yellow machines, for which Baka is so keen on bringing yellow machines to Liberia, thinking that Liberians, as gullible as the society is, will just focus on the new yellow machines, and that debate of failing with the first yellow machines that were brought in by the Libyan people, including the $30 million, to close that debate and initiate it with the debate of Joe Baka coming into the presidency with the intent of providing yellow machines to replace his failures when he was at PMC, when the government charged him with the responsibility to handle the $30 million in line with standards that are best practices around the world. All Baka did there was to break the ADA was to some of the machines were being sold allegedly to Guinea. Some are still there. Baka goes to see his $10 million mansion. He always passed by them, and he said, well, they are there in the butchers because of his misleadership and poor management skills. And the only thing Liberians getting from Baka after all of these countless compounding complex failures is to establish one institution that should mean well, that should be an institution like NAFA is. Establish the institution, lay the groundwork, set up the foundation on which the institution can thrive. Make sure innovatively you attract partners to develop the institution capacity, that the institution will be vibrant enough to have a huge contribution to the revenue generation capacity of the government. All Bwaka is doing is to bring his Janjaweed leadership style to the people of Liberia who are already complaining that Bwaka is not able to manage the governance of our country. Bwaka is failing to protect the territorial dignity and integrity of Liberia. Liberians are crying, living in fear that Guinea can anytime walk on us because they have already done that. They are occupying our land and nobody seems to be taking action. People who are supposed to work in that line to provide for us to be safe, they are there dancing Pompeja on Lofa Highway, even though they are not taking pay, but they are using other means to siphon more than 200,000 from the legislature to make a 2-3 days trip to Lofa County as if they were traveling for United Nations General Assembly and going to meet international partners from the IMF and World Bank. These are the people we have on us here today. And Liberians should not take this lightly. The aspect that has to do with the National Tourism Authority taxes to be imposed on you and other entities where you be paying water and sewer, you be paying for the other thing, you be paying for that other one. For the National Tourism Authority, I am now calling on this platform, Freedom Heart Talk, here on Freedom FM 87.9 as a co-host Freedom Heart Talk to Comrade Osinkawa. I am not calling for the violation of any law. I am not calling on Liberians to violate laws that will be enacted in legislature assembled and signed by the president and publishing to him bill by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. We should go by the laws because the laws are the laws. They also help to protect us. So respect the laws. But I'm saying the government should understand that it's not timely. These actions they are taking because they are desperate for money, the raw quest for money, and to hold and harness the money that should be in a circular flow so that the economy can keep circulating, should not push you Liberians to do what you are not supposed to do. So this is in your coat. Bwaka undressing in your face. Wow. Bwaka splashing in your face. Plop. And you seeing it for yourselves. You hearing it for yourselves. You are also feeling it for yourselves. Nobody needs to tell you anything anymore. But we will just keep on this platform, on our various platforms on this radio, to keep reminding you because you are human. But I'm aware that you have already gotten an understanding of where we're from, where we are, and where we are headed. You won't make that mistake again. That's why it's important that we discuss, before I go to the land quickly, that we discuss the National Elections Commission, going for meetings, having discussion with UNDP as acting election commission chair, saying you want to overhaul the digital system of the National Elections Commission. Jonathan Widow, you've been declared a persona non grata by Liberians. Jonathan Widow, you cannot sit at the National Elections Commission. No. So you just suffering yourself. But anyway, it's about to work for the other person that will come there. I seen Liberia work. Later we said Teresa Washington following. Oh, come here. Way by you, come here. Teresa Washington, how are you? Lucille A. Dugley watching. Thanks for watching. Ibrahim Sumbai. Welcome to all of you. Jonathan K. Widow, we want you to the election commission. Why are you forcing yourself going or around a place you say you're having meeting with EU, having meeting with other people. We tell you say we want you, we agree first. And I operate senator in there. Say your body, your bestie, the president, Mr. Joe Barker, is refusing to understand that we made him the president. You need to understand that the senators were placed at the Senate by us, so they cannot make decisions that we will not be satisfied with. They will have to make decisions that will be from the Liberian people, not from them. The decision that we will make, what we will decide to do, that what they will do. You understand me? They will not do their own thing. So if you think that you will just go to the Senate and have a walk in a park, you must be joking. Because Jonathan Widow, I repeat again, we don't want you. We want you, Jonathan Widow, we want you. You Joe Barker, best friend, we don't want you. Liberian people say they want you. Please, we want you. Don't force yourself on us. You can work in other places. You are a qualified Liberian. You are a smart man. You can make your part of contribution in other areas, but that place is sacrosanct. That place is a sacred place to maintain and protect the peace and stability we are enjoying. So we cannot take a Jefferson Koji, who is the Secretary General of the CDC at the National Elections Commission, and thinking that our other opposition people will say recommend somebody. Yeah, the CDC, yeah, the government come reach out to the CDC, recommend somebody, then we recommend Jefferson Koji. Yeah, then in broad daylight, then that recommendation Liberian people accept it. No way. Jefferson Koji is the Secretary General of the CDC. There can be no way you will tell me that you're taking Jefferson Koji as the Secretary General of the CDC to lead the National Elections Commission, and Jefferson Koji will be performing independently and neutrally. With all of the statements in recent time, that what we'll be looking at now. Okay, yeah, the Secretary General of the CDC, yeah, they mean for me now are from the New Vision for Change, a political party that is also an opposition political party wanting state power. That will be on the other side too. Say, yeah, the Unity Party got Jonathan Widow there, then the CDC got Jefferson Koji there. So all political institutions will complain on the CDC too for having Jefferson Koji at the National Elections Commission. Because Jefferson Koji implies CDC. Just like Jonathan Widow implies Unity Party. Jonathan Widow implies Unity Party campaign strategist. You see it? So that's the code. So come on, we want you. Eh? You are a senior comrade. You are a smart senior comrade that can make contribution in other areas. But we think this area is not an area to gamble. So honestly, we can take the risk. You are ball. Stay up already. Omer can withdraw his appointment and swiftly stratify you in other place. And at which time we'll also be watching you too, because everywhere is important. Yeah. Everywhere in government is important for Liberia to get better. But for the Election Commission, Jonathan Widow, we want you. Stop suffering yourself. Just lead out how well will the next board of commissioners. Say you pass it, you go into the other place, you kind of Jongi Moro, yeah, me pray para idea, you know you don't well with the election. People in Niger before, so bring up para idea. Let's work together to make the National Election Commission vibrant. Nobody asks you to do that one. We tell you say what you for. Yeah, probably get agree. They say you won't go to the get people. They get agree before you won't go to people to tell about marriage. They gotta agree. You gotta take your time. Yeah, take your time like Johnny Morris. They get has to agree before you go to our people. You can't do flower wedding or plastic bed wedding. So Johnny don't widow, they were coming over the election commission, then forcing. We are not running a Politburo like North Korea. No, there is not a Politburo where decisions trickles down from the hierarchy straight down. It is not egalitarian. It is not inclusive. Decisions are not participatory. Decisions don't account for the little man the condition or situation. This is a democratic space. That's why the people go to the polls and decide their representation at the legislature. And the legislature is placed under our system of government as the first branch of government. So that legislature, the Senate, all the power they get, that we don't want to give them that power. If they think that they can use that power to go against the will of the Liberian people by confirming Jonathan K. Widow, even though they themselves, 15 of them, supposed to be going for re-elections in 2029, and thinking that it will be to affect the CDC and the WIA comeback, which is 110% sure and possible case, carved and encrypted in stone. Jonathan K. Widow, we don't want you. We are not making threats, but nothing more, nothing less of a free, fair, peaceful, transparent, democratic process that will allow our people to exercise their franchise freely, without intimidation, without coercion, and without the twisting of their decision or the diversion of their decision through the arm twisting of who will be election commission head. So Jonathan Widow is simple. Keep your friendship with Mr. Joe Barker as the president. You keep peddling your influence using the office of president. We don't have problem with you. That's the opportunity. Nobody jealous you. Go ahead with it. But the National Elections Commission, you are even aware, before appointments are made at that entity, inter-party discussions are held. Why Joe Barker is different? Why Joe Barker is different? Call me on those numbers: 0776 104 104, 086 500 104, 086 500 104, 0776 104 104. And to our diaspora viewers and listeners, you can call me. Only our diaspora viewers and listeners, call me on our WhatsApp number here, +231 86 500 104, +231 86 500 104. You can call and be live on the program Freedom Hard Talk here on Freedom FM 87.9. Call me and have a say on these talking points I just mentioned.
Morning, sir.
Your name, and you joining me from where? This caller on line one.
Yeah, my name is Gio Johnson. I'm calling from Matari. You see, the president down to where my TSA. Then it change that name. Salary doesn't mean the next week or year free. But you need to look at the diplomatic step to take. And after the notice is taken, when the people rise in your country, you know the generation say you must say you'll be happy because you'll be doing it.
Oh,
but we don't get that. Nobody.
Well, why will be in the Arikona?
Yeah, maybe you won't go to me, you're cool down, you're
yeah, but the fact that we have a responsibility to protect our country as citizens, we also not just dwell on our rights. We as journalists too, and besides as citizens, we also need to talk to you to protect the country, because it is the only country we have and we cannot be deported from.
Yes, I agree. Because the current president, he told President Weah, any attempt on the election, try to cheat, there will be no Liberia. So the same thing he said, they will be forced back to him. If you try to cheat, there will be no Liberia too. There will be no Liberia too. We need it, and because we're working quietly, we get observing things, we get looking at things. Don't want to happen. We bring all the police who are really, you will see police, they will be pointing. That the kind of mom we're getting now. That we have attention going now, because in the attempt, in South Africa, the biggest next Nigeria, they kill people that everybody die in South Africa. So, at the end of the day, next Nigeria, when he came, he set up president, he came out peacefully into this South Africa, enjoying the democracy in your country now. It's what we want your country. But in the attempt to hijack, for more than 500 plus years, other people wanting much. Those are not going already. You will treat everybody outside, you will be like Gabo.
Okay.
You will look for the space to get 2 or 3 hours for anybody now.
Okay, let us not threaten the peace and security of our country. Let us remain peaceful.
Tuaga already threatened me. Tuaga has already threatened me. I can stop when Aramanto to a point. They are not confirming.
No, but for Jonathan Widow, my brother, for Jonathan Widow, it's a full gone conclusion that he is rejected by Liberians. You really think that the senators have that carte blanche, or they got a blank check to do whatever they want to do? For instance, fast tracking the confirmation of Jonathan K. Widow, when the majority of Liberians, more than 80 to 90% of Liberians, are calling for this man not to be at the National Elections Commission to avoid the issue of not having trust in the system, and to avoid creating a platform where this country will go at mark. Jonathan Widow can be Election Commission boss, bro.
You let me boss, but almost nothing here. You so many were free and respecting like people, rules and order. You have withdrawn my money to making no noise. Saying that
there are other options. There are other options. If he refuses, there are other options.
What's the option? Show me the way.
Unspecified options. Unspecified options.
Okay, thank you for borrowing that English for
thank you. I'll leave you there and go to line 2. This caller, hello, your name is joining me from where?
Yes, good evening, Johnson. Yes, Lauren.
Yeah, good evening to you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, my name is Chima Grady.
Oh, McGrady, how are you, young man? Yeah, how is Mo Powell?
Yeah, Mo Powell is good.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm calling now official as the national party of
Go ahead, Jim McGrady now.
Yeah. The issue of Jonathan Widow, we reject Jonathan Widow 100 times down 100. If you look at that neck, we are going to Baka, to Baka, to send our election commission will reject them. So, Baka needs to do a reporting. But according on Jonathan Widow for the state of Liberia, for the peace of Liberia. But if you Baka led, when they don't love Liberia. Then we have to be there. We will move on. Thank you.
Thank you. That was G. McGrady Nangbe from the Movement to Protect Ambassador Wia's Legacy Mo Powell, the Vice Chair for Membership and Mobilization. Okay, I'll leave you there and take this caller online. Online 3. Hello? Okay, I lost that caller. Call me on those numbers on 077-6-104-104, 086-500-104. The diaspora callers who are listening and want to call in, call on +231-86-500-104, +231-86-500-104. So Liberians are saying they are policy now of bringing taxes without providing services to the people. Then you won't collect taxes. They are saying they say they want Jonathan Widow like they say Joe Bwaka. Hello.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Your name and you joining me from where? Hello.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Wasman.
Yeah, no. What I really noticed about the country is that in Liberia, everybody wants everything violent. And violence will not push the country agenda. Now we are talking about development and trying to appoint people who will work in this position that require to need to be worked for.
Yeah, so what do you say? Hello. Yes.
Yeah.
What do you say? How do you justify the fact that Liberians are unequivocally rejecting and calling on the president to withdraw the appointment of the election commission nominee, the election commission boss, and Bwaka wants to face it? Don't you think is a recipe for the violence we are talking about?
I'm getting what you're saying. So this, it will not come with a clash of noise, but it can come with a proposal that such a person is not qualified.
This caller online one. Hello, your name, you joining me from where? The guy is slow in the show. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
My name is Moses Saki.
Moses Saki, go ahead. Are you radiophobic? Yeah. Okay, so Moses Saki, just call his name and go off the radio. My bro, welcome. He says, good evening, Junkies Morris and Freedom Hard Talk. As always, I'm watching from Minneapolis, Minnesota, USA on this Thursday edition of the program. So quickly, I will squeeze. Yeah, because I will have to talk to Austin. So I will squeeze in 5 more calls. Hello, your name and you joining me from where? This caller online too.
Yeah, I'm calling from Spanish.
Go ahead.
Yeah, people do want position, they want for things that will happen in Liberia. All the mistakes they're making, and they're still making mistakes. They want the clever people in Liberia. These are the kind of mistakes they're making. So what everybody knows, they see putting in to be leader, to be election chair. All of them need to be doing it because it's very wrong. You can't do such a thing. It's not correct for the country because now everybody's suffering. A lot of people suffering. All the suffering people going through. No help. Put the power down. Put the man down. Man working. Put the man down. You put your family into work. Then you confusion in the country. You really want the country to stand down and get a purchase. If people want to run. But you can't come here and damage the country. Bring confusion. They may be working with the party. Unity party, people knowing they get recording on him, then you start forcing him there, you have confusion thinking. You're talking about you're saying a lot of things that when you win, then you will not be like with so much cheap. Then you only see the person, they put up or down, they see know what may be doing before. So thank you, man, for the show.
Thank you. I'll leave you there and go back to line one. This caller on the line. Your name and you joining me from where?
Yes, good evening, and Morris.
Good evening. By God Almighty grace, I am guarded.
Okay, thank you for your topic on our discussion. Yeah, the only thing I hear, mine. If I was listening to you, but I will not get you to come on. Don't go to the topic. Thank you for your topic on our discussion. This is Vanny Kia, the 1 billion we are sent follower of Abraham Godwin William. Well, this government, they were not listening to like blind people. The government not care for like blind people how they feel. Because the government is one of the reckless government ever we have in the history of Liberia. Can you imagine the government when they put rule for when they put tell the speaker, when they say that the speaker should go back, for that speaker to go back, and because the speaker, the president went said that he will work with a majority bloc. So he violated the whole ruling. So in this case, this man will not listen to like poor people cry. He will appoint this man as the election commissioner. But howsoever, we the like poor people will not agree on this because we will stand against the regular government because this man is not in our favor.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks for your call. Leave it there and go to line 2. Oh, okay. That caller was pushed out. Yeah, so Liberians are bent on that on that position. Liberians are bent on that position that we don't want you. Jonathan Widow, we want you. Jonathan Widow, we don't want you. But Liberian people say you nothing less, nothing more. They don't want Jonathan Widow. The taxes issue, the imposition of surreptitious taxes will be discussed at a later date, and a detail as to what is being provided before these taxes are being instituted or imposed will have to be given to Liberians. We will have to know what is the vibrance of the National Tourism Authority in line with providing services to Liberians before taxes are being collected by the National Tourism Authority. I will leave the lines there. Since time is almost caught up with me, I will leave the lines and take no more calls, and I will just be forced to go off my live podcast to have a call in here of Honorable Austin M. Kawa, who will at least have a say and talk to his people so that they so there's a more scary. They visit the men smuggle Austin like the North Koreans did in the 70s up to the 90s, smuggling out of Japan Japanese to carry them into North Korea to use them as language teachers. So Liberians are afraid, especially those that follow us here on the platform Freedom Hard Talk. So they want to know and hear from Austin. So those of you following on my personal podcast, I say keep following. I will be here on Monday, even though the show is not in. So it's on the other side. I will be here on Monday to continue. But I have to call my man Austin on this one. So and so that our people hear from Austin. Okay, Mr. Austin Kawa. Yeah. I would tell them, they don't want a man. Don't force a man on Liberian people. Fools will almost say they want you. You force it. We don't almost say they want you. You force the woman. We don't want force. We don't want force the woman. You can be widow. You can force it. Yeah. You can force it. The woman you want at Liberian people, they say they want you. You force it. Yeah, Austin? Hello? Yeah, us, you're live. Hello? Hello? Yeah, also? Yeah, my man. Yeah, just receiving messages and calls. Yeah, people are asking what is happening to Austin. You know, information are given and they are not too sure. So I thought to put you on at least so they hear from you.
Junkies, we are good. We are good.
Okay.
Just that you already aware, you know the schedules.
Sure.
Yeah, you know the schedules, you know everything. So we're trying to make the necessary adjustments.
Okay.
And we hope all will get good within the space of next week.
Okay. Thanks for picking our call.
I appreciate the concerns from everybody.
Okay.
And all I ask is that they keep it in their prayers, but we're good.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks for your call. Thanks for taking my call. That was my host, who I'm co-host to here on the program, Freedom Hard Talk, here on Freedom FM 87.9. You just heard the voice, that immaculate voice of Austin Kawa, my comrade on the show. So Austin is kicking, Austin is well, and everything is moving fine. I'm very sure that upon his return, there are many achievables that we can boast of. So that was the voice of Austin Kawa on the show. So I will call it a weekend on the show, Freedom Hard Talk, here on Freedom FM 87.9.
My people, where you at? Wake up when you stop sleeping. Wave your hands.
So that's it.
Come on. I know you're sleeping. I gotta wake up small, yeah? Okay, let's go.
Happy pre-birthday to Heron K. Dishin. He will be celebrating on the 11th. He's an ardent follower of this show. And to Esau Tope, and all of you following, every one of you that followed, that listened to us, thanks for following and listening. It was good having you. And I will be here on Monday, hopefully, alongside Austin. Same time, same station. Junkies Morris, bye-bye.
Let us do a lot of damages. The leader with that push the preach in D, and now you need